Let's see here. Give me a sec. There we go. I'm frozen. What's up, y'all? This is Teece. I'm here with my guy Mikey Hova from Brothers and Bets, the myth, the legend, the excellent WNBA capper. You know, I don't know too many that can top him. So we're gonna be going live. This is our first show. Going forward, we'll probably be on Pub Sports, but for today, just to work out the kinks, we're going with my guy DJ Bigboss and Who-Bangin. He's been there for me, and so let's get started at breaking down these games. I'm trying to see if we got anybody here in the chat and stuff. Give me a second. Do we got anybody in the chat?
I think so. Not yet.
No, nobody's here. All right. Start it. My computer's frozen over here. All right. Go here. Hey, we got a chat? Do we have a chat?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
You got your private chat, and then you got your comments. Where you're gonna start seeing the comments.
Okay.
It looks like James is here.
What's up?
James right here.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, that's Big Boss right there. Yeah, so yeah, it's right here. It's here.
All right, James. Well, you know Mikey, from Brothers and Bets. So we're gonna sit here. We'll break down these games, man. Anybody that pops in, they just gonna pop in a little bit late. We'll review it at the end. But tell me what you're thinking about on this first game with the Mystic visiting the Fever. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, this game's an intriguing game. Number one, it's a Commissioner's Cup game, so that's what's going to really make it actually interesting. The Mystics are 3-2 in the Commissioner's Cup, and the Fever are 1-5. So for those of you who don't know what the Commissioner's Cup is, it's kind of almost similar, maybe to soccer in a ways. Sometimes where they have these in-season tournaments. So basically, what happens is the East and the West, they have a in-season tournament amongst each other, and then the person with the highest winning percentage from those two conferences, they end up facing off. The winner gets like $500,000, I think, each player, and then they have some of that money goes to charity. So that's pretty much how that works. Now going back to the game, I think the line, actually there was some line movement. It just went from 7.5 to 7. I just logged back in to see. So those of you who were thinking about 7.5, because that was my original pick, the line has moved to 7. All right, but I'm not changing my play. I'm gonna stay on my same play. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Mystics -7. The Fever, I want to say they're really outperforming how they already did last year, which is not too much because they didn't do too much last year, but they already won 3 games. Kelsey Mitchell, she's balling. She won the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. She's been averaging 23.5 points this week, and they actually just knocked off the Sparks, which it doesn't take too much these days to knock out the Sparks. So I can't use that as a measuring stick. But however, they have a lot of rookies. They had 4 of the top 10 picks in the WNBA draft, and all of them are making some type of contribution. Alyssa Smith, she's hurt, but before she got hurt, she was averaging 14-9. So they got 4 good ones. So basically, like I said, I'm gonna stick with what I know, and that's the Mystics. The Mystics are 6-3. They've been playing really good. I have to say that they actually are a contender. Anytime you have somebody like Natasha Cloud, Ariel Atkins, and of course, the chosen ones back, the legend Della Dawn. So they're trying to work her back in. So I don't think she's playing every game, but I think she will be playing tonight. A lot of times you can tell when she's not playing because you can look at the line, and if the line seems like kind of weird, it's like, okay, she must not be playing. So I'm looking at the line right now, and I can basically tell that they're playing. Indiana, they are coming off a win, like I said, against the Sparks. So not only do they have a bunch of new players, a bunch of new young players, they also made a change at coach with Carlos Knox. So he's taking over for Stanley. He's going to remain the interim coach until the end of the year, and I'm assuming they're going to see how he does with this new talent. So I'm excited about the Fever. I think they look a lot better than last year. But with that being said, sorry for being so long-winded. My official pick is going to be the Mystics -7.
You're good, man. I'm on the Mystics first half. I took them last night. I got it -5. I think get it at -4 right now. But the Mystics are our first half team. And going back to what you said about Deldon, they're trying to keep her off the plane. So
Yes.
the only reason she's playing in this game is because it's Commissioner's Cup game. Otherwise she probably wouldn't be playing in this game. But that being said, I like the Mystic first half. Now, here's where we're going to come to a little impasse or a little difference. I'm kind of leaning the Fever full game because of the fact Carlos Knox. This team really wants to play for him. If you saw them at the end of the game against the Sparks, how they reacted and jumped on him, they love this guy. They want to play for him. And the Mystics are historically a first half team, and they kind of slump off in the second half. If they do that tonight, they're going to get beat, or Indiana's at least going to cover the spread. So.
Right.
That spread's a little on the high side.
It's especially on the road. I gave that some thought too. It's definitely high on the road. So I'm just taking it because I believe in the Mystics with that more experience, and of course it's Commissioner's Cup game. And although Indiana has been playing as of good lately with the change at head coach, they're just young. They're just young, but they've looking a lot better. So. Yeah, I definitely understand why you would take them to cover. That's a lot of points on the road.
Yeah, it is. I also took the first half over, but I got that at 79.5 early this morning, and I think it's at 83.5 now. And I can't get behind the over on that. But ultimately, I think what is it at 166.5?
Oh, it's at 84.5 now.
Oh wow. What's the full?
The full is at 166.
Yeah. So the full game stayed the same, but the first half went up a lot actually.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it started out at 163, and I got in at 79.5 first half. But the Fever play over games, but if it goes over, the Fever are definitely covered, and if not winning. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to need the Mystics are going to need to step up on D. You're going to need without Alicia Clark. That's going to put a lot of pressure, or not a lot of pressure, but everything's going to go on Deldon, and Shakira Austin really needs to step up big. If Shakira Austin can have a big game, Mystics can run away with this. So that's the way I'm looking at this game. I didn't take anything full game, but I would lean the Fever first full game, but I took the Mystics first half. So let's move on to the next game, and this is a good one. Chicago and Phoenix. We both have our feelings about Phoenix. They do have Sophie Cunningham coming tonight and Petty coming back tonight, so that's going to give them a little bit of a spark. But are they going to be? You're facing a Sky team who just got pounded up by the Aces. So the Sky could come out, flex their muscles. What are you thinking, Mikey?
Well, we spoke about this earlier. So I started researching, and then I thought about it, and I just wrote down no play. I don't know what I'm going to get with the Phoenix Mercury. That's the problem. I mean, they can come and get blowed out like they just got blown out by the Atlanta Dream by 28, or they can make it a competitive game. I think they had a competitive game a few games ago against the Sparks, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know which one I'm going to get. The Sky, they're kind of inconsistent as well. And so I thought the points, when I looked at I think the points were 9.5 at one point. Let me look at it's 8.5 now.
Yeah.
I can't make that play either way because I could see the Mercury getting blown out, but Sky been inconsistent and the Mercury have been inconsistent, so they might come to play and they can come. I just don't like that number, so for that I don't have a play for that game. Got you.
I took Chicago. I took the Sky first quarter though, -2.5, because I'm thinking they're coming off of that beat down by the Aces, and they they want to show the world, look, we're still here. We're still the defending champs. So coming out with that 2.5, and Chicago's been playing well, the first quarters, and I actually like them first half plus minus the 4.5 as well. I think that's at now. So those are my two plays that I actually put on it. But it all depends on what Phoenix team we're going to see, and the reason I'm backing the Sky early is because Cunningham and Petty have been out, and they might need a little bit of time at a quarter or two to get back into the flow. So this is a really tough call for me, given the line that's on hanging.
They're just like I said, I had to stay away. They have a lot of issues. They've lost 5 games in a row. They're 2-6. Of course, not to mention, I know they have the Griner situation, and I'm hoping and praying that she gets back as soon as possible. But they just have also other internal issues, going on amongst themselves inside of the locker room, and so you can tell that that's easily translated onto the floor, and they don't look like the same team that we saw last year. I for one thought that when they were able to get Tina Charles, when I heard about the situation with Brittany, I felt like that, she was a serviceable replacement. She played for the Mystics last year. She was the leading scorer in the WNBA. So I'm thinking like, okay, she's no Brittany Griner, but if you can get the leading scorer in the WNBA, then you should be good until that situation is able to get resolved. They've been going the opposite, and they're 2-6, and so right now they're on my do not mess with list.
Well, you also got as a revenge factor. You had Phoenix losing to the Sky in last year's finals, so
yes,
that's another factor in this game.
That's always yes,
and James, I appreciate that, man. Any questions you have, feel free to reach out, brother. I'm here to, whatever you need to know about the WNBA. And just want to say what's up to Dabby. Appreciate you being here. And so that's all I have to say about that game. I'm curious just to watch it, to be honest with you. Is that all you have on that game, Mikey?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've added them to my list, so I don't even have a play on that. I got to see more consistency from the Mercury before I start making plays on any game that they're involved in.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm wondering how much they're really hung up on Brittany being over there. You know what I mean? I think that's affecting her play.
It is.
So
I think it's a factor, but I don't think it's like the only or the main thing. It's other things going on.
Overs today, Erica. I'm on the first half over in the Washington Mystics game, but I got that early this morning at 79.5, and it's up to 40 or 84.5 now. And I just can't recommend that at that price. This might be a game you look at live. The Fever do play over games, and like Mikey and I were saying earlier, if this game goes over, the Fever are going to cover, if not win this game. I expect Washington, the first half to be fast, but Washington to try to slow the pace in the second half. and I don't think we have a play in the total in the Chicago game, do we, Mikey? You got any?
Oh no. I don't have anything on total.
Yeah, that game's got a couple different factors. You got Phoenix coming in. It's a revenge game to them because the Sky took them out and won the championship last year, and Phoenix is missing Griner, and it's affecting their play, and I think it's affecting them mentally as well. So I don't really have a play on any total there. So if we want to we'll go to Vegas now, and the Sun are coming in with the Aces, and this game this game's got me perplexed really, because the line went down. It moved in the favor of the Sun, but it's still what, 3.5, I think, Aces, and
It's still at
and
4.5.
4.5. It's back to 4.5.
Yeah, let me log out and log back in and double check. But I just checked about 10 minutes ago, and it was like the only line that didn't change out of all the games.
Gotcha. So with that game there, I think the books are looking at, the Sun historically have success against the Aces.
4.5.
So 4.5. Okay. So the Sun, I think that's where we're getting the line, because if you look at these two teams, especially with the Sun on the road and Phoenix at home, I mean, Phoenix is a first half beast with home and road, but at home you can catch them both halves. So with this game here, I like it. I took the Aces first half. I got it 2.5 last night. I think it was at 1.5 earlier today, and if it's back at 4, it's probably back at 2.5. I got them full game at 4.5 early this morning. So that's where I'm at with that, because I think that the Sun, I think they're missing a lot with Jasmine Thomas. I think that's a big piece for them. Heideman's good, but she's that's her wife. No field general like Thomas. So I'm Aces all the way. You tell me what your thoughts are, James. Mikey.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, the Aces are probably. I mean, it's not even an argument. They are the best team. In the WNBA. I kind of, to be honest with you, I felt like they were the best team last year. But the best team doesn't always win.
Yeah.
So like we talked about on the Brothers in Bed show, the fact that they were able to lose Liz and not miss a beat, I mean, that really shows a lot. One thing that I really noticed is that they have depth. They're very, 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 very deep. They can go all the way up to 10 players, really sometimes utilizing the whole roster, and everybody's getting minutes and everybody's contributing.
Right.
I got to go ahead.
Quick, Nate. I hear what you're saying there, but they were missing those two on the last game, and that AAU coach stepped in and pulled out a win and a cover for the Sun the other day. So that's really not, it really, if anything, it's motivation for the Sun to play better for me.
Right.
Cut you off.
So, and like I said, I'm taking the Aces because, they've been very, very dominant, especially not only offensively, but what they've been holding their opponents to defensively. I think they've been holding them to, I know, for under 90, it might be 88 points a game. And then we all know who they're led by with De'Erica Hamby and Kelsey Plum. She's been playing really, really good. And I just don't see anybody coming in right now. And this number, I feel like this is also a good number too. If it was a little bit higher, I'll probably take Connecticut. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's a little low. The fact that it's under 5. Especially by the Aces actually being at home. So the fact that they're at home and it's under 5 is it's why I'm riding with them. I can't fade them until I'm given a reason otherwise to do so.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. The thing is, the Sun have had success against the Aces by using their bigs, but
right.
Bigs had really good success against the Aces, but the Aces have three people in the lineup, 3 girls in the lineup that can score 20 points a game. So that's a big offense you got to overcome there. So Ski Prophet and I were talking earlier, and he said that the Aces are going to be playing a zone tonight to try and take out the bigs for the Sun. So that's another thing that really makes me think that the Aces, I think they could run away with this game, to be honest with you. At least first half they could be up by double digits first half in my mind.
Yeah, and it's this may be a game that, like, I mean, we really don't know, because like you said, the Sun generally in the past, they've actually had success against the Aces. The games have been competitive. They've been able to actually beat them before. The Suns are one of the better teams too in the league. To me, they're picking up kind of where they left off a little bit. Actually, when they got knocked out the playoffs last year, I mean, that was kind of like an upset. I mean, because I thought that they were going to go a lot further than what they did. So, anything can happen. But right now, I got to ride with where the numbers take me and what I see with the eye. And right now, the Aces they're killing it. So I got to stay with them and take them -4.5.
I'm with you. I got most of my money. I've got money on what I said, but the majority of my money is on the Aces first half and the Aces. This is by far, I think a mismatch, but I don't want to say that because I don't want to jinx myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I got another play too for that one, Joff. I forgot to tell y'all. I think this game's gonna go over, but 167.5.
I was just gonna talk about that. Go ahead. I want to hear why you think it's gonna go over.
Okay. It moved up. It moved up to 168. I think it's gonna go over. Just for the simple fact that both teams can really score well. They both have some offensive weapons. They're both pretty efficient. So like I said, the Aces, even they give up 88, but the Suns score a little bit more than that. And I feel like the Aces are going to be able to score without an issue. Because with the Aces, I'm looking at, it's not that far-fetched for them to get to 100 sometimes. So I feel like if they can just really get to 85 to 90, which I'm pretty sure they might, then, all we have to do is have the Sun, get to about 75 or 80. And I think that's doable. I think both teams can score. Both teams are very explosive. And they both can play with pace and tempo. I think the Aces like to do so a little bit more, but both teams can put the ball in the basket. So that's why I said the over 167.5.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Antonio, I don't know what you mean as far as the lines going crazy there. They haven't really moved too much.
No.
The only line that really moved a lot was Washington. I think Washington opened up pretty high and then went down.
That went down.
Half.
The Aces didn't move. The Mystics moved half a point. The next game we're about to get to, now that money line moved. The money line was originally plus 100, and then that changed to -110. And because I believe the spread went from 2.5 to 1.5.
I'll tell you about that when we get to it. Now, as far as this game in the total, my thoughts on it were I was leaning the under because I think that Connecticut's going to have a problem getting to the number to get it over, and I don't think the Aces are going to get to 100 this game. But I think that zone is going to give Connecticut problems, and I think that they're going to have a problem getting to the number that would be able to get this game over. If I was looking at a total,
which is like 80.
Yeah, I was thinking if I was looking at a total in this game, to go over, I'd be looking at the Aces team total at 85.5.
Okay.
But that seems kind of sharp, so I don't want to touch it. But I mean, I can see where you're coming from with that over. So if you have anything else to say about this game, go ahead, and if not, we'll move on to the next one.
No, that's it. We can go ahead and move on. Just hey, just make sure you tune in because these are two of the better teams in the league, and you're going to see some good basketball.
And it's on Prime. I think it's on Prime tonight. Or no, it's on ESPN too.
Yeah, on ESPN. Yeah, all the games pretty much come on ESPN. I think the first one might be on League Pass,
right?
And maybe ESPN 3, and then the rest of them, I believe, come on ESPN.
Also,
ESPN 2 as well.
if anybody's watching, you can we're gonna have a watch party. You can DM me at ParlayTeece. I'll send you the link, and we'll be throwing some live bets in. And this is really unique because we're actually going to have the game on the screen while we're in there. So, and you can come up on stage and talk and give your opinions or whatever. So it's basically just hanging out with your peeps and watching the game all together. So if anybody wants, shoot me a DM at ParlayTeece on Twitter, and I'll send the link out to you. And we're gonna get in on I think the first game is at 7 on ESPN2. And the next one is at 10 on ESPN2. Is that right? The Aces are at 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
all right.
this last game is really interesting. Dallas is going into LA to take on the Sparks. And this is Sparks team that I was really high on to be in the year with. And I was thinking, give them 1 or 2 games to get the chemistry together. And then there'll be a bet on team, because Derek Fisher brought in Liz Cambage from the Aces. She brought in Katie Lou Samuelson,
Yes, good pickup.
Kennedy Carter, and I thought they had a good team with Nneka Agwamike, and I thought for sure that Kennedy Carter was going to be that missing piece that Agwamike was missing when Candace Parker left for Chicago, but it hasn't panned out that way. And I don't know. I know your thoughts on it, Mikey, and I'm starting to realize them. So go ahead and let us know what you think.
Real quick before I get into that, Washington at Indiana, 7 p.m. WNBA pass. Phoenix at Chicago, 7 p.m. ESPN2. Connecticut at Las Vegas, 9 o'clock ESPN. All these times are Eastern. And Dallas at Los Angeles, that is 10:30, and that comes back on League Pass.
Okay.
That way you guys can tune in.
All right, so what I'll probably do is I'll get with Dabby Cab, and we'll put it up for 9 o'clock for the 9 o'clock Aces Suns game, since that's probably going to be the best game to watch tonight.
It's gonna be the best game, yeah.
If anybody wants to DM me and watch the game, get in on a watch party with us, just shoot me a DM. I'll get you the link, and you can come on in. So go ahead with your thoughts.
So yeah, this game is this probably. I mean, this is at least one out of the best. 1 out of 2. That I look at that could be the best. I think all of them really are pretty good. Dallas Wings at the Sparks. Wings have been playing really, really good. They got knocked off. I think their streak was just snapped by the Sun, if I remember correctly. And then they played back to back. They beat the Sun the first time, and then the Sun blew them out the second time. So that's expected. Once again, this is a Commissioner's Cup game. The Wings are 2-0, and I believe the Sparks are 2-3. The Sparks have been having issues. This is what Teece was talking about earlier. Let's go ahead and get into that. So it's been rumored for a while that Derek Fisher is on a hot seat. I don't know if that's changed. But like I said, it's been going up and down. When he's had to win, he might win a game here and there. I think they've only got like 3 wins. No, they got 4 wins on the season, but they started out really, really terrible. So they started to pick it up a little bit. But they're just coming off a loss, I believe, against the Fever. So that loss right there was really, really crucial. Mm-hmm. Again, you named the weapons that they have. I don't understand how you can add one of the best players in the WNBA. You also have one of the better players in the WNBA, and Agwamike. Her sister is there as well. You have Jordan Canada. You have Carter. You have all these weapons, and you're 4-6. So I don't know if they have anything going on internally. From what I see, just watching the games, I think it's more of a chemistry issue. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if he really has his rotation the way, I don't I think that's an issue too, rotation wise. I question a lot of like what he's doing, his substitutions in certain parts of the game. Not necessarily who he's playing, but at what point in time in the game are they playing? What point in the game are they're getting subbed out and they're being subbed in? With that being said, that's my issue with the Sparks. So they're kind of on my stay away from list. Although sometimes, they're worthy enough for me to at least speak on them.
Right.
I got to take the Wings with this one. I'm going to take the Wings money line. I've been watching this team all year, and they're good offensively. They're good defensively. And they come to play pretty much every game, like I said, besides the blowout, but I think those were on back-to-back days. I know they played back-to-back. So, if you play a team back-to-back, then, you shouldn't get blown out by 30, but most likely you're going to lose that game. That's just what the numbers said. But overall, I mean, they've looked good this year. They can score the ball. They can really defend at a high level. Of course, they got Ogunbowale. She's the leading scorer. You got Kayla Thornton. But the main thing is that whole team, they really have good chemistry. They're a very well coached team. They have really, really good chemistry, and they really, really play hard. To me, they already look better than what they did last year. So I tend to ride with them a lot. By this number being 1.5, it went down. At first, it was 2.5. I'm going to take the money line with the Wings. I'm going to take them to go in to LA and get the W at -110 over the dysfunctional Los Angeles Sparks.
I like that play. Last night, and when I say last night, I put my bets in at 2 a.m. Eastern time, and I go to FanDuel in Philadelphia and just throw everything in. So last night I got the Wings at +125, and you're right, Jack. A lot of stuff. I'm hearing a lot of chatter about the Sparks. Going to blow up tonight because of the news of Liv Cambage and the Australian national team. National team. But everybody needs to remember this happened last year. All right, and you don't think these girls knew about this prior to it being released yesterday or today? They knew about it, and I think that's part of the chemistry issue with LA this whole season. I think that might have something to do with it. But you're not going to get a different Sparks team tonight because of that stuff that's been released and the elbow and all that other stuff they're talking about. I just wanted to lay that out there for anybody who's wanting to bet the Wings because of that. You want to take the Wings for fundamental reasons and just because there's good reasons to take them. They're on rest. They have rest. The Sparks have played a lot of games this past week. Compared to the Wings, and the Wings are like Mike said, the chemistry's better. And since Sabali got back, that team. They're good. They're good, and they may have got blown out by the Sun, but they blew the Sun out the 2 nights before. So
right,
it's not like they're a team that's going to get rolled on like in past seasons. They're a decent team. They made the playoffs last year. They'll make the playoffs again this year, and I think they'll do better than they did last year. So we'll see what happens. But I got the Wings. I got the Wings +125. And I actually just the reason I was a little bit late getting in here was because I was at the casino putting more money on the Wings. So this is a game that I like. I don't have as much as I like on the Aces, but
that's big too. I forgot to mention that, but you brought up a good point. So Satu's back. Yeah. And not only is she back, she's actually playing good. I think she came from overseas, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think she started the season.
No.
But it looks like she was able to fit right in. They didn't miss a beat with the chemistry. I mean, she's very, very important. Very, very important. So they have some players on that roster. I mean, the Sparks might have the bigger names that everybody, or the most notable names that people are familiar with, but the Wings, they have just as much talent, and they can go. So I got to take them money line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there. So, just to go over everything, recap our plays. I'm on the Mystics first half and minus what did I get that at? -5, I think I got that at. And I took the over 79.5, but those lines have changed. So you can get a better line on the first half than I got for the Mystics. And well, the first half total is up 6 points. So, and then the second game,
That's weird.
yeah, the second game I took Chicago first quarter -2.5, and I took Chicago first half -4.5. And on the next game, the Aces, I took first half -2.5 and full game -4.5. And then the last one, I took the Wings money line plus 125, and then I doubled down with them at minus 110.
So for my plays, I have the Mystics going in to Indiana and covering at 7. I don't have a play for the Mercury at the Sky. I have the Aces at home hosting the Sun. I have the Aces -4.5, and then I got the Wings going on the road to take care of business against the LA Sparks money line. That money line value is at -110.
Right on. So, Mikey's a really good capper, you guys. I don't know if y'all get a chance, check him out. He's on Brothers and Bets all the time, and Marley hooked me up with Mikey, and he's been sending me his plays, and he's money, man. He's money. So when he says something that I'm on the other side, he makes me think twice. And so I'm excited to do this with Mikey through this season. And right now we're on Who-Bangin Sports. So if you guys want to subscribe and hit the likes up, and once we hit 1,000 subscribers on here, I'm going to raffle off an official game jersey, Joel MB game jersey. So somebody will get that once we hit 1,000 subscribers on the Who-Bangin Sports Talk. And I think we're premiering our show tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or Thursday on Pub Sports Radio, and it's going to be called We Got Next. And that's dating back. That was Mikey there, dating back to an old late '90s slogan for the WNBA.
Right.
I thought it was awesome when he said it to me. So I appreciate that, Mikey. And hopefully we win you guys some money. And and you guys can check my Twitter feed. Follow Mikey at Mikey_Hova on Twitter. And he'll you can see when we're on again, but check out tomorrow. I'll tweet something out, and I'll always tweet my favorite play out, so you guys know that. And I appreciate y'all coming out to watch. And if there's anything any comments anybody has that that they want to see, or they want done better, just let me know. And again, don't forget to DM me and come to the watch party tonight for the Aces and the Suns at 9 p.m. Central. I mean 9 p.m. Is that 9 p.m. Eastern or Central, Mikey?
Which
Central time? I think it's 10 p.m. Eastern.
Which game?
The Aces Sun.
That's 9 p.m. Eastern.
Is it 9 p.m. Eastern? Okay.
Yeah, 9 Eastern.
The 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be watching that game on the feed, so I'll send the link out to you if you DM me, and hopefully we'll see everybody tonight. And then if not, we'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you coming out, Mikey, and it was great talking with you, man. I appreciate your breakdown on everything and hearing.
Same here.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, everybody have a good night. Have a profitable night. Let's cash some money.